Just open your wings and fly. Go.
I'm happy to be Muslim.
That's it. That's good. That's really good.
Find Muslims all over the world. Do it. Yes.
But it's about getting on and living the life. I've been Muslim for nearly 9 years now, reverting back in September 2001.
I was really nervous about wearing a hijab, actually, the standard time. MST.
Hey, how's it going? My name's Zaid Boyd. I used to be known as Peter. I converted when I was at the age of, 16, and now I'm 20, so it's been like 4 years.
Hello, my name is Mariam /Panayota. So for all you Greeks out there, you know that I am Greek. I became Muslim 20 years ago. I have 3 children.
And when I found it, I found something amazing. It took me 24 hours to become Muslim.
Yeah, I feel a part of the Muslim community because, a lot of the brothers I see, they're so nice, they're accepting, they let you in, they talk about Islam, and if I had any troubles, I turn to them.
So I think welcoming Muslims, inviting them over for lunch, dinner, asking them to go out on excursions with you, introducing them to other family members that are related to you is very important.
I've become connected through different groups and also through Islamic study circles. I think that's a fabulous way to get connected to a whole lot of other women or families, depending on how they're organised.
Muslim in Los Angeles are pretty much spread out. Seeing a Muslim is like seeing a celebrity, like, oh, I saw one! And it's unique and it's unfortunate.
Yeah, there was a time I felt isolated, like I said before, being Aussie, it's hard to connect with other different nationalities. Like at the mosque, for example, like they'll all be talking to their own group, whatever, and I'll just be sitting there, thinking, where's the Aussies that I can speak to, because it's not always like that.
If you're very introverted, it's going to be a bit of an effort for you, to suck up the confidence to go out there and to meet new people, because they may not come to you. You really have got to be fairly proactive and get out there.
There's so many Muslim women out there that are professionals that you can contact, and people put you onto people introduce you to people. So once you get in contact with professionals, or once you ring up even a bookstore or a clothing shop, they would most likely know someone to introduce you to, or to pass you on to. It doesn't have to be someone that's highly educated in the religion or someone that professionally call themselves an imam.
Thankfully, we have things like the internet, which are a great resource tool. For all it's bad, it has equal amount of good, and it does allow you, in a safe way, in your own time, in your own space, to research, and this is something I recommend to all reverts, is to take your time to understand the community groups that exist. There are many. There are community groups for everyone. There's not just one single group. It's important to find a group and a group of people, or even indeed a mosque that you're comfortable with, that you can identify with, that you can understand and be part of. And you don't need to rush that. You can go and experience all of those different groups, the different mosques, the different organisations that are out there, without leaping in head first. You can dip in and out, understand them, get comfortable, and then decide on the 1, 2, 3 or 4 or however many organisations you want to be part of and support. And that was my journey. I dipped in and out of a few, sat back, had lots of discussions with lots of people and formed views over a period of time.
Amazing enough, being a guy who's on camera a lot, the masjid I go to is Hollywood Masjid, and it's a few minutes away from Hollywood itself. And I actually sometimes you come across like stars that became Muslim. And everyone from Napoleon, I've sat in the same Jummah with Jermaine Jackson, and this only happens in Los Angeles. So my community itself is amazing because we don't have, like, of course you go to some communities, you have the Afghani masjid, the Pakistani masjid, but the one masjid that I go to is actually what they call the convert masjid. There's a lot of converts go there, so it's kind of like I fit in.
Very mixed, to be frank. I had a very positive reaction from some family members, and nearly 9 years on are still very positive. In fact, many of them now read about Islam themselves and are curious and understand, surprisingly, a lot more about the religion than even I give them credit for at times, which is really pleasing. And they respect my decision, they support the decision, and they're quite good with it. On the other hand, there are some family members that I no longer have a relationship with.
My parents had no influence of me becoming Muslim. It was like a World War III at home, because what I do as a Muslim conflicts with their Persian culture, which is basically the man is the king, the woman is the slave, and all the other nonsense stuff. All the stuff you see on television with the arranged marriages, where a woman is forced into marriage, has nothing to do with Islam, but unfortunately gets associated with Islam.
My family, they reacted actually pretty laid back about it, they accepted it pretty easy, because that's what majority of Aussie families I think are. Like they're really laid back about decisions, they're like, oh, whatever you're into, as long as it doesn't hurt you, because that's what my mum said. She goes, as long as you are okay, in good health, I accept it, and that's what happened.
In particular, my mum overreacted to my decision to become Muslim, and when I look at it objectively, I don't blame her, because the information that she has received about Islam is predominantly from the Herald Sun and from other media sources that during that time, so we're talking about 14 years ago when I became Muslim, was very, very stereotypical. Muslim women are oppressed and they get beaten up by their husbands, and that's it. That's the box that you fit into.
But it's about getting on and living your life and keeping the door open. For example, if these family members turned up at my door today, I wouldn't be turning them away. I do miss the relationship with them. I do miss having them part of my life, and particularly of my family, my immediate family. But the decision was not mine, and all I can do is continue to be there and be open to the possibilities that one day that relationship will repair itself.
My parents didn't instill religious values in me. They instilled a lot of cultural values, but not religious values. But I'm bringing up my children with a lot of religious values, with a lot of everything you do, you've got to see if it's right by your religion, and then make that decision.
I think the main aim for parenting as in Islam is really about developing the character, or developing a strong moral, religious character in your children. And it's a challenge for all parents. It doesn't matter where you live, it's just a challenge.
They do have the Easters and the Christmases and things like that. I don't participate in them, and haven't since reverting. In fact, I don't go to their houses on those occasions, not because I don't believe they should be able to do what they should be able to do, because that would be hypocritical of me, because I expect them to allow me and support me doing what I do. But in respect of them and in respect of myself and my own belief, I am not comfortable in participating in those particular events, and I find it easier just not to be there.
My family are non-religious anyway, so Christmas for them is really just about the family getting together and everyone getting together on that particular day. So for me, that's a clear distinction between going to church with them, not that they do that anyway, but just attending lunch with them is important to me. So I continue to do that.
The only change happened was that when I went to go celebrate Christmas with my family, I didn't celebrate it, but I just went with them so I wouldn't destroy family ties, And the only thing that really did change was they had to have halal chicken for me.